Hi guys, Piers Ward from Meandmygolf. Today we're going to be talking about chipping. Now I'm going to show you a technique which would perhaps been frowned upon a few years ago. More and more of the top players in the world are chipping like this now and gone away from the old traditional style of perhaps having the ball back in your stance and your hands well forward and holding and maintaining the wrist set throughout the shot. Now I'm just going to have a little chat about that, and the only problem we get with the ball back in the stance and the handle well forward and actually hitting down into the bottom of the ball, that's fine if you hit the ball first. Now if you hit the ground before the ball at all, the club will very much stop in the ground, okay? And as soon as it stops, that's it, we're done, okay? The golf ball will probably not move very far. So I'm sure we've all done that at some point. And what we're going to show you is how to use the sand wedge effectively when playing these chip shots. On the bottom of the golf club, on every sand wedge we have a bounce angle, as every other club, but the bounce angle on a sand wedge is higher than the rest of the golf clubs. That's to help stop the club digging in the sand, as we've spoke about on previous videos. So what we're going to do is we're going to use that in a chip shot. So as I said, instead of putting the ball back in the stance, let's put the ball a bit further forward in the stance, okay? So maybe even slightly nearer the front foot than the back foot. And again, this will sound strange to some of you out there. The next thing I'm going to do, using the T-peg that I've placed in the top of the grip, we're going to show you how we're going to place that T-peg pretty much around my belly button. Again, old technique would suggest that it be placed outside of our body. And this is good for hitting full shots when we want a dynamic power, yeah, absolutely. But for a chip shot where we need a little bit of height, a little bit of forgiveness on the contact, let's get the T-peg pointing more towards the belly button or slightly to the left of it for a right-handed golfer. And then as I take my backswing, perhaps lean left a little bit, and then as I take my backswing, you'll notice the T-peg is pretty much pointing again at the belly button. As I contact the ball, the T-peg again is pointing pretty much at the belly button. And as I swing through, again, you'll see the T-peg pointing at the belly button. So it's a very good visual for you. It gives you a good feel of how to play the shot. Do this in front of a mirror as well to rehearse this. That will give you some good feedback as well, some good visual feedback to go with the feeling of it. So let's have a go. So, again, setting up narrow stance, maybe slightly leaning to the left side, T-peg pointing at the belly button, around that area, and then just feeling that I'm going to keep it there throughout the stroke. Back, through. Okay. You may well have noticed the initial flight there was quite high. T-peg pointing at the sternum still, the belly button. And I don't know whether you would have heard from the contact, but it was a very crisp contact. Now, I'm going to hit another one. This time, I'm actually going to duff it on purpose. I'm actually going to hit the ground before the ball, okay? And this is going to give me a chance to show you that the bounce angle now is actually going to help me a little bit in this case. So again, exactly the same setup, leaning left, T-peg to the belly button. I'm aiming to hit the ground before the ball. Okay, that was probably about an inch before the ball, and I still felt as though I had a pretty good contact there. If I was on a wet fairway, I still believe I wouldn't have done too badly there. I definitely would have made the green. I may not have made it pin high, but I would have made the green. Whereas the steep downswing, hitting down into the ground, well, we just better hope the ball is there when we do that technique. So what I'd like you to do is give that a go on your local practice area, the golf course, and give me some feedback. Have a great day.